Code 086 class. Science subject code 086 classes IX and X 2025-26. Science education aims to achieve scientific understanding of the natural and physical world. Capacities for scientific inquiry. Understanding the evolution of scientific knowledge. Interdisciplinary understanding between science and other curricular areas. Understanding of the relationship between science, technology, and society. Scientific temper and creativity. The present syllabus has been designed around 7 broad themes viz. Food, materials, the world of the living, how things work, moving things, people and ideas, natural phenomenon and natural resources. The curricular goals of science at the secondary stage move from the concrete nature of the middle stage towards abstraction, from perceptual and practical concepts to theoretical concepts. The learning standards, curricular goals and competencies, for science is an integrated curricular area, in alignment with the National Curriculum Framework 2023 are as follows. CG1 explores the world of matter, its interactions, and properties at the atomic level. C1.1 describes classification of elements in the periodic table, and explains how compounds, including carbon compounds, are formed based on atomic structure, Bohr's model, and properties, valency. C1.2 investigates the nature and properties of chemical substances, distillation, crystallization, chromatography, centrifugation, types and properties of mixtures, solutions, colloids, and suspensions. C1.3 describes and represents chemical interactions and changes using symbols and chemical equations, acid and base, metal, and non-metal, reversible, and irreversible. CG2 explores the physical world around them, and understands scientific principles and laws based on observations and analysis. C2.1 applies Newton's laws to explain the effect of forces, change in state of motion, displacement and direction, velocity and acceleration, uniform circular motion, acceleration due to gravity, and analyzes graphical and mathematical representations of motion in one dimension. C2.2 explains the relationship between mass and weight using universal law of gravitation and connect it to laws of motion. C2.3 manipulates the position of object and properties of lenses, focus, center of curvature, to observe image characteristics in correspondence with a ray diagram, and extends this understanding to a combination of lenses, telescope, microscope. C2.4 manipulates and analyzes different characteristics of the circuit, current, voltage, resistance, and mathematizes their relationship, Ohm's law, and applies it to everyday usage, electricity bill, short circuit, safety measures. C2.5 defines work in scientific terms, and represents the relationship between potential and kinetic energy, conservation of energy, in mathematical expressions. C2.6 demonstrates the principle of mechanical advantage by constructing simple machines, system of levers and pulleys. C2.7 describes the origin and properties of sound, wavelength, frequency, amplitude, and differences in what we hear as it propagates through different instruments. CG3 explores the structure and function of the living world at the cellular level. C3.1 explains the role of cellular components, nucleus, mitochondria, endoplasmic reticulum, vacuoles, chloroplast, cell wall, including the semi-permeability of cell membrane in making cell the structural basis of living organisms and functional basis of life processes. C3.2 analyses similarities and differences in the life processes involved in nutrition, photosynthesis in plants, absorption of nutrients in fungi, digestion in animals, transport of water in plants, circulation in animals, exchange of materials, respiration and excretion, and reproduction. C3.3 describes mechanisms of heredity, in terms of DNA, genes, chromosomes, and variation, as changes in the sequence of DNA. CG4 explores interconnectedness between organisms and their environment. C4.1 applies the knowledge of cellular diversity in organisms along with the ecological role organisms play, autotrophic or heterotrophic nutrition, to classify them into 5 kingdoms. C4.2 illustrates different levels of organizations of living organisms, from molecules to organisms. C4.3 analyses different levels of biological organization from organisms to ecosystems and biomes along with interactions that take place at each level. C4.4 analyses patterns of inheritance of traits in terms of Mendel's laws and its consequences at a population level, using models and/or simulations. C4.5 analyses evidences of biological evolution demonstrating the consequences of the process of natural selection in terms of changes in allele frequency in population, structure, and function of organisms. CG5 draws linkages between scientific knowledge and knowledge across other curricular areas. C5.1 explores how literature and the arts have influenced science. C5.2 examines a case study related to the use of science in human life from the perspective of social sciences and ethics, e.g., Marie Curie, Jenner, treatment of patients with mental illness, the story of the atomic bomb, Green Revolution and GMOs, conservation of biodiversity. C5.3 applies scientific principles to explain phenomena in other subjects, sound pitch, octave, and amplitude in music. Use of muscles in dance form and sports. CG6 understands and appreciates the contribution of India through history and the present times to the overall. C6.1 knows and explains the significant contributions of India to all matters, concepts, explanations, methods, that are studied within the curriculum in an integrated manner. 3. Field of science, including the disciplines that constitute it. CG7 develops awareness of the most current discoveries, ideas, and frontiers in all areas of scientific knowledge in order to appreciate that science is ever evolving, and that there are still many unanswered questions. C7.1 states concepts that represent the most current understanding of the matter being studied, ranging from mere familiarity to conceptual understanding of the matter as appropriate to the developmental stage of the students. C7.2 states questions related to matters in the curriculum for which current scientific understanding is well recognized to be inadequate. CG8 explores the nature of science by doing science. C8.1 develops accurate and appropriate models, including geometric, mathematical, graphical, to represent real-life events and phenomena using scientific principles and use these models to manipulate variables and predict results. C8.2 designs and implements a plan for scientific inquiry, formulates hypotheses, makes predictions, identifies variables, accurately uses scientific instruments, represents data, primary and secondary, in multiple modes, draws inferences based on data and understanding of scientific concepts, theories, laws, and principles, communicates findings using scientific terminology. It is important to note that the curricular goals are interdependent, and not separate curricular pieces of study. Reference: National Curriculum Framework for School Education 2023. The competencies, as defined by the NCFSE 2023, are designed to encompass the entire secondary stage, classes IX12. Attainment of the competencies shall be done through transaction of the curriculum using appropriate pedagogy. These shall be assessed through an integrated evaluation scheme. General instructions for assessment. 1. There will be an annual examination based on the entire syllabus. 2. The annual examination will be of 80 marks and 20 marks weightage shall be for internal assessment. 3. For internal assessment. There will be periodic assessment that would include, for 5 marks, 3 periodic tests conducted by the school. Average of the best 2 tests to be taken that will have a weightage of 5 marks towards the final result. For 5 marks, diverse methods of assessment as per the need of the class dynamics and curriculum transaction. These may include short tests, oral test, quiz, concept maps, projects, posters, presentations and inquiry-based 4. Scientific investigations etc. and use of rubrics for assessing them objectively. This will also have a weightage of 5 marks towards the final result. For 5 marks, practical, laboratory work that is done throughout the year. The students should maintain record of the same. Practical assessment should be continuous. All practical work listed in the syllabus must be completed. For 5 marks, portfolio that includes classwork and other sample of students' work. Course structure Class 9, 2025-6, Annual Examination. Time. 3 hours marks, 80. Unit number. Unit marks. I matter, its nature and behavior 25. 2 organization in the living world 22. 3 motion, force and work 27. IV food. Food production 06. Total 80. Internal assessment 20. Grand total 100. Theme. Materials. Unit I. Matter, nature and behavior. Matter in our surroundings. Definition of matter. Particulate nature of matter. States of matter, solid, liquid and gas and their characteristics. Change of state: melting, absorption of heat, freezing, evaporation, cooling by evaporation, condensation, sublimation. Is matter around us pure, elements, compounds and mixtures? Heterogeneous and homogeneous mixtures, colloids and suspensions. Physical and chemical changes, excluding separating the components of a mixture. Pure and impure substances. Atoms and molecules. Atoms and molecules. Law of chemical combination. Chemical formula of common compounds. Atomic and molecular masses. Structure of atom. Subatomic particles. Electrons, protons and neutrons. Models of atom. Valency, atomic number and mass number, isotopes and isobars. 5. Theme. The world of the living. Unit 2. Organization in the living world. Cell. Basic unit of life. Cell is a basic unit of life. Prokaryotic and eukaryotic cells, multicellular organisms. Cell membrane and cell wall, cell organelles and cell inclusions. Chloroplast, mitochondria, vacuoles, endoplasmic reticulum, Golgi apparatus. Nucleus, chromosomes, basic structure, number. Tissues, organs, organ system, organism. Structure and functions of animal and plant tissues, only 4 types of tissues in animals. Meristematic and permanent tissues in plants. The following topics are included in the syllabus but will be assessed only formatively to reinforce understanding without adding to summative assessments. The reduces academic stress while ensuring meaningful learning. Schools can integrate these with existing chapters as they align well. Relevant NCERT textual material is enclosed for reference. Health and diseases. Health and its failure. Infectious and non-infectious diseases, their causes and manifestation. Diseases caused by microbes, virus, bacteria and protozoans, and their prevention. Principles of treatment and prevention. Pulse polio. Programs. Theme. Moving things, people and ideas. Unit 3. Motion, force and work. Motion. Distance and displacement, velocity. Uniform and non-uniform motion along a straight line. Acceleration, distance time and velocity time graphs for uniform motion and uniformly accelerated motion, elementary idea of uniform circular motion. Force and Newton's laws, force and motion, Newton's laws of motion, action and reaction forces, inertia of a body, inertia and mass, momentum, force and acceleration. The following topic is included in the syllabus but will be assessed only formatively to reinforce understanding without adding to summative assessments. The reduces academic stress while ensuring meaningful learning. Schools can integrate this with existing chapters as they align well. Relevant NCERT textual material is enclosed for reference. Elementary idea of conservation of momentum 6. Gravitation. Gravitation. Universal law of gravitation, force of gravitation of the earth, gravity, acceleration due to gravity. Mass and weight. Free fall. Flotation. Thrust and pressure. Archimedes' principle. Buoyancy. Work, energy and power. Work done by a force, energy, power. Kinetic and potential energy. Law of conservation of energy, excluding commercial unit of energy. Sound. Nature of sound and its propagation in various media. Speed of sound, range of hearing and humans. Ultrasound. Reflection of sound. Echo. Theme. Food. Unit IV, food production. Plant and animal breeding and selection for quality improvement and management. Use of fertilizers and manures. Protection from pests and diseases. Organic farming. Note for teachers. The NCERT textbooks present information in boxes across the book. These help students to get conceptual clarity. However, the information in these boxes would not be assessed in the year-end examination. Practicals. Practicals should be conducted alongside the concepts taught in theory classes. List of experiments. 1. Preparation of Unit IA, A true solution of common salt, sugar and alum. B, A suspension of soil, chalk powder and fine sand in water. C, A colloidal solution of starch in water and egg albumin, milk in water, and distinguish between these on the basis of transparency filtration criterion. Stability. 2. Preparation of Unit IA, A mixture. B, A compound using iron filings and sulfur powder and distinguishing between these on the basis of appearance, i.e., homogeneity and heterogeneity. 7. Behavior towards a magnet. Behavior towards carbon disulfide as a solvent. Effect of heat. 3. Perform the following reactions and classify them as physical or chemical changes. Unit I. A. Iron with copper sulfate solution in water. B. Burning of magnesium ribbon in air. C. Zinc with dilute sulfuric acid. D. Heating of copper sulfate crystals. A. Sodium sulfate with barium chloride in the form of their solutions in water. 4. Preparation of stain. Temporary mounts of A. Onion peel. B. Human cheek cells, and to record observations and draw their labeled diagrams. Unit 2. 5. Identification of parenchyma, collenchyma and sclerenchyma tissues in plants, striped, smooth and cardiac muscle fibers and nerve cells in animals, from prepared slides. Draw their labeled diagrams. Unit 2. 6. Determination of the melting point of ice and the boiling point of water. Unit I. 7. Verification of the laws of reflection of sound. Unit 3. 8. Determination of the density of solid, denser than water, by using a spring balance and a measuring cylinder. Unit 3. 9. Establishing the relation between the loss in weight of a solid when fully immersed in. Unit 3. A. Tap water. B. Strongly salty water with the weight of water displaced by it by taking at least two different solids. 10. Determination of the speed of a pulse propagated through a stretched string, slinky, helical spring. Unit 3. 11. Verification of the law of conservation of mass in a chemical reaction. Unit 3.8. Course Structure Class 10, 2025-26, Annual Examination. Time. 03 hours. Marks, 80. Unit Number. Unit Marks. I. Chemical Substances. Nature and Behaviour. 25. Second World of Living. 25. 3. Natural Phenomena. 12. IV Effects of Current. 13. V. Natural Resources. 05. Total 80. Internal Assessment. 20. Grand Total 100. Theme. Materials. Unit I. Chemical Substances, Nature and Behavior. Chemical Reactions and Equations. Chemical reactions, chemical equation, balanced chemical equation, Types of chemical reactions: combination, decomposition, displacement, double displacement, precipitation, endothermic, exothermic reactions, oxidation and reduction. Acids, bases and salts. Acids and bases, definitions in terms of furnishing of H+ and O icons, identification using indicators, chemical properties, examples and uses, neutralization, concept of pH scale, definition relating to logarithm not required, importance of pH in everyday life. Preparation and uses of sodium hydroxide, bleaching powder, baking soda, washing soda and plaster of Paris. Metals and non-metals, properties of metals and non-metals. Reactivity series. Formation and properties of ionic compounds. Basic metallurgical processes. Corrosion and its prevention. Carbon and its compounds. Covalent bonds. Formation and properties of covalent compounds. Versatile nature of carbon, hydrocarbons, saturated and unsaturated homologous series. Nomenclature of alkanes, alkenes, alkyne and carbon compounds containing functional groups, halogens, alcohol, ketones, aldehydes. Chemical properties of carbon compounds: combustion, oxidation, addition and substitution reaction. Ethanol and ethanoic acid, only properties and uses, soaps and detergents. 9. Theme: The world of the living. Unit 2, World of Living Life Processes, Living Being. Basic concept of nutrition, respiration, transport and excretion in plants and animals. Control and coordination in animals and plants, tropic movements in plants. Introduction of plant hormones. Control and coordination in animals, nervous system. Voluntary, involuntary and reflex action. Chemical coordination, animal hormones. Reproduction, reproduction in animals and plants, asexual and sexual, reproductive health, need and methods of family planning. Safe sex vs HIV/AIDS. Childbearing and women's health. Heredity and evolution, heredity. Mendel's contribution, laws for inheritance of traits, sex determination. Brief introduction. Theme: Natural phenomena. Unit 3, Natural phenomena. Reflection of light by curved surfaces. Images formed by spherical mirrors, center of curvature, principal axis, principal focus, focal length, mirror formula, derivation not required, magnification. Refraction. Laws of refraction, refractive index. Refraction of light by spherical lens. Image formed by spherical lenses. Lens formula, derivation not required. Magnification. Power of a lens. Functioning of a lens in human eye, defects of vision and their corrections, applications of spherical mirrors and lenses. Refraction of light through a prism, dispersion of light, scattering of light, applications in daily life, excluding color of the sun at sunrise and sunset. Theme: How things work. Unit IV, Effects of current. Electric current, potential difference and electric current. Ohm's law. Resistance, resistivity, factors on which the resistance of a conductor depends. Series combination of resistors, parallel combination of resistors and its applications in daily life. Heating effect of electric current and its applications in daily life. Electric power, interrelation between P, V, I and R. Magnetic effects of current, magnetic field, field lines, field due to a current-carrying conductor, field due to current-carrying coil or solenoid. Force on current-carrying 10. Conductor, Fleming's left-hand rule, direct current. Alternating current, frequency of AC. Advantage of AC over DC. Domestic electric circuits. Theme: Natural resources. Unit V, Natural resources. Our environment, ecosystem, environmental problems, ozone depletion, waste production and their solutions. Biodegradable and non-biodegradable substances. Note for the teachers. The NCERT textbooks present information in boxes across the book. These help students to get conceptual clarity. However, the information in these boxes would not be assessed in the year-end examination. Practicals. Practical should be conducted alongside the concepts taught in theory classes. List of experiments. 1. A. Finding the pH of the following samples by using pH paper, universal indicator. Unit IA, dilute hydrochloric acid. B. Dilute no solution. C. Dilute ethanoic acid solution. D. Lemon juice. A. Water. F. Dilute hydrogen carbonate solution. B. Studying the properties of acids and bases, HCl and NO, on the basis of their reaction with. Unit I. A. Litmus solution, blue, red. B. Zinc metal. C. Solid sodium carbonate. 2. Performing and observing the following reactions and classifying them into. Unit IA, combination reaction. B. Decomposition reaction. C. Displacement reaction. D. Double displacement reaction. Action of water on quicklime. Action of heat on ferrous sulfate crystals. Iron nails kept in copper sulfate solution. Reaction between sodium sulfate and barium chloride solutions. 11. 3. Observing the action of zinc, Fe, Co and Al metals on the following salt solutions. Unit I. A. ZnSO4, Uk. B. FeSO4, Uk. C. QSO4, Uk. D. Al2, SO4, 3, Uk. Arranging zinc, Fe, Co and Al metals in the decreasing order of reactivity based on the above result. 4. Studying the dependence of potential difference, V, across a resistor on the current, I, passing through it and determine its resistance. Also plotting a graph between V and I. Unit IV. 5. Determination of the equivalent resistance of two resistors when connected in series and parallel. Unit IV. 6. Preparing a temporary mount of a leaf peel to show stomator. Unit 2. 7. Experimentally show that carbon dioxide is given out during respiration. Unit 2. 8. Study of the following properties of acetic acid, ethanoic acid. Unit IA, odor. B. Solubility in water. C. Effect on litmus. D. Reaction with sodium hydrogen carbonate. 9. Study of the comparative cleaning capacity of a sample of soap in soft and hard water. Unit I. 10. Determination of the focal length of. Unit 3. A concave mirror. B. Convex lens by obtaining the image of a distant object. 11. Tracing the path of a ray of light passing through a rectangular glass slab for different angles of incidence. Measure the angle of incidence, angle of refraction, angle of emergence and interpret the result. Unit 3. 12. Studying a. Binary fission in amoeba, and b. Budding in yeast and hydra with the help of prepared slides. Unit 2. 13. Tracing the path of the rays of light through a glass prism. Unit 3. 14. Identification of the different parts of an embryo of a dicot seed pea, gram or red kidney bean. Unit 212. Prescribed books. Science textbook for Class IX NCERT publication. Science textbook for Class 10 NCERT publication. Assessment of Practical Skills in Science Class 9, CBSE publication. Assessment of Practical Skills in Science Class 10 CBSE publication. Laboratory Manual Science Class 9, NCERT publication. Laboratory Manual Science Class 10, NCERT publication. Exemplar Problems Class 9, NCERT publication. Exemplar Problems Class 10, NCERT publication. Reading Material, Science, Class 9, CBSE 13. Question Paper Design, Theory, Class 10, 2025-26, Science, 086. Theory, 80 marks. Competencies total. Demonstrate knowledge and understanding 50%. Application of knowledge, concepts 30%. Formulate, analyze, evaluate and create 20%. Note. Typology of questions. VSA including objective type questions, assertion, reasoning type questions. LA. Source-based, case-based, passage-based, integrated assessment questions. An internal choice of approximately 33% would be provided. Internal assessment, 20 marks. Periodic assessment, 05 marks plus 05 marks. Subject enrichment, practical work, 05 marks. Portfolio, 05 marks. Suggestive verbs for various competencies. Demonstrate knowledge and understanding. State, name, list, identify, define, suggest, describe, outline, summarize, etc. Application of knowledge, concepts. Calculate, illustrate, show, adapt, explain, distinguish, etc. Formulate, analyze, evaluate and create. Interpret, analyze, compare, contrast, examine, evaluate, discuss, construct, etc.